All right, guys, we're here. We're back. Pitch Chatter Podcast 2025. Who'd have thought we'd have made it this far, Noah?
Not me.
Yeah, not me either.
I figured we would have been canceled.
I figured we would have got canceled after we had Keyshawn on about, I don't know, 10 episodes in.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, I
We
don't
done
know.
did too many now. I don't remember the conversations we've had.
He dropped a lot of um, explicitives.
Explicitous.
Yeah,
I'm
those
cool with
things
that.
that you drop every time we're talking, not on here, right? I
Yeah.
would never cuss, so nobody's ever heard me cuss.
If anybody gets the pre-show stuff, our political careers are over.
Everything we've ever thought about's over with. Okay, might
Yeah.
even go to jail. So
Family,
yeah,
church
yeah,
members,
yeah.
politics. Yeah, it's all gone.
It's gone. It's gone. Well, what ain't gone is Timmy Meadows. We got Timmy Meadows on here. He's on the line tonight for the Pitch Chatter podcast. Timmy, the new promoter at Franklin County Speedway. Or whoa. I knew I was going to do it.
Raceway.
I done been practicing this all day too. In my mind, I've been driving down the road. I'm like, I got to say it right tonight. I got to say it right tonight. I probably should have just left it alone and I'd have said it right. Franklin County Raceway. Timmy, appreciate you coming on the show with us, bud.
Anytime.
Yeah, man. Well, I guess the first question I got for you is, what in the hell were you thinking? Why in the world did you want to jump into this?
I just didn't want to see it not open. Is the
Yep.
biggest thing. I mean, I felt like it was getting to the point where it might not open. So
Yeah.
I made some phone calls and talked to some people and figured we'd give it a try.
From your end, and I don't want you to answer anything that you don't want to answer. But from your end, I mean, what did it take to put that together? Because I mean, I know from being the previous promoter that there's a lot that goes on there, and there's a lot of stuff that I did that I just pacified a lot of things. Whereas you coming in, you're gonna have to not just pacify things and do things in a more. I'm not gonna call it professional, but more uh, red tape manner. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. It's been a lot of phone calls, a lot of meetings, a lot of strategizing,
yeah,
trying to figure out the best way to get races in there. And the biggest thing is strategizing to get more people to come back out. The kids, want to be on their phones. They don't want to be on a race track no more. They can race on their phones. So
yeah.
just trying to work a way to get them to be active again.
I mean that's every racetrack's problem. I mean every racetrack faces the problem of trying to figure out how in the world to get people to lay their phones down long enough to drive. Not only come to the track, but they got to drive to the track. They got to be there for 3 or 4 hours or whatever the amount of time is, and then drive back home. And that's a tall task to ask for people these days.
Oh, it is. I mean, helping you the last couple of years, you'd be surprised how many people is sitting on um, getting ready to go out to the race and they're on their phones before the race. I mean, you should be thinking about the race, not be looking at your phone.
Right, right. Well, there's a lot of technology things there, race monitor and stuff, that they use at the track. So I mean, I kind of get that, but I also know they're spending most of their time on
Shit, I was
Facebook and
scrolling through
TikTok.
Instagram.
Well, there you go, Instagram. Add that one in.
I was looking at memes before the races.
Yeah, well,
He's,
maybe that's why you drove like you did.
he was probably texting Jordan, get me a Pepsi ready.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, that's
I
that
want
is.
it
I guarantee
delivered,
it.
hand delivered to Victory Lane.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you had to walk over there to talk to your brother or somebody else,
Hey,
after
I
they won.
drove over there every once in a while.
Oh man, tell me, what? I know you guys have got basically your scheduled dates out. I know you got a couple other things that you're working on, but you got most of your scheduled dates out. I seen you guys posted something about the rules of the limiteds, being just like South Boston. What all you got going on right now that is in the works? I don't want you to get any details that you don't want to get into, but what do you guys got going on right now that you're trying to get figured out?
The hardest thing to figure out right now is legends. We've
Yeah.
got some people that want to be there. And some people said they might come there, but with a lot of things going on, I know at the end of the season last year where they wouldn't hold a whole lot of legends there. So it's a tough task, but I think we're going to work it in to get the legends back on the schedule also though.
Yeah, that'll be good. The Legends cars, man, they come out. I mean, me and Noah have talked about it many times, man. At the beginning of last year, I mean, we thought that was going to be the new big division, and man, I mean, it took all of two races, and it just completely fizzled out.
Yeah, that's a fair if you there's somebody wanting to sponsor that division, and I just want to make sure that if they're going to sponsor it, that we can make it a good season for the sponsorship. So that's all. I'm trying to work all the details out on that.
Now, with adding that, does that change your division plans at all, or are you just going to roll with what you had and add the Legends in?
I think we're just going to roll with it. Like right now, I think we're right at 200 laps of racing,
Hmm.
and I think as long as we stay under that, I think it'd be a good season.
How many laps of pacing?
Depends if you're driving and hitting the wall or not.
Hey, I bring out the red flag, not the yellow flag. There's a big difference.
Yeah, that's a 30-minute stoppage right there.
Yeah.
That's just to get him out of the car and get him to the wall.
Yeah,
Yep.
we also I think we're going to give a front wheel drive U car division. We're going to
Hmm.
give them a chance. I ain't saying it's going to be on a weekly thing, but one of the first few races, we're probably going to let them just come out and see how they show up, and then figure out if enough people show up if we got a class or not.
Man, that could be such a good class.
It
I've
could
tried it a
be.
couple times, and it's worked every now and then. And then other times I've tried it and it just completely doesn't work. And there's no rhyme or reason why, and it's always the same group of people. It's just managing to get them to show up.
Yeah, exactly. I've talked to a few of them. The few that was there last year, and there's a couple that hadn't been there in a couple of years. Said they'd come if it was front wheel drive only. They didn't want to be out there with
Yeah,
the rear wheel drives. So
yeah.
we'll give them a race and see what shows up.
Yeah, well, hopefully that'll work out. That's like I said, that's got a lot of potential, and I still believe the Legends have a lot of potential there, man. I think if you can get enough of them to come and make a show out of it, you could get that built up. That could be a really good
Yeah,
part of the show.
I need to reach out to Chris Lilly and his team. Um, I know he come quite a few races last year, and he's always fun to watch. But I understand he's going to be doing some business elsewhere. So I don't know if I
Yeah,
can talk about that or not. I don't know if that's public or
I
not. But
don't think it's public, so we'll try not to
yeah,
talk about that too much. But
yeah.
yeah,
So
um,
He's opening a strip club.
listen, I'm gonna tell you something. He probably, by the time he gets done doing what he's doing, he will have wished he had opened a strip club. Okay, way more profitable. I am 100% positive of that. Um, uh, you guys, one of the divisions, new division, the only new division you've got, for this year, from last year, the Super Streets. What was kind of the thought there on bringing those guys in?
I just had a lot of people um actually reached out when they heard I was going to be taking over, saying they would really like to race, what the rules would be, and if it could be, if the rules and dates could be made, that we could possibly have up to 20 cars. But I'm just going on what the people are asking for. So,
Yeah,
and I know it's late models. I know everybody loves late models, but it's so expensive to run late models.
yeah,
And late model, in my opinion, just watching other tracks is just starting to slowly ease away from the smaller tracks because it's just so expensive to run.
yeah. I mean, the late models have been fizzling out for the last 15 years. They've hit small peaks here and there, and well, probably longer than 15 years. I can probably go back 24 years with that. But I feel like you guys have got the limited. I don't know if you guys are going to call them limited or call them late models. It doesn't make any difference, but um, that is basically what the late model division should be at most racetracks, unless it's Super Street, and Super Street fits the same mold. It's the same cars, same idea. I like personally me now, and see, I let the racers talk me out of it last year. At our rules meeting, I let them talk me out of going, straight Super Street. Nobody wanted to run on the 8-inch tires, and I think I probably would have had more cars eventually if I'd have just stuck with that and not went with the limiteds or late models or whatever. But coming in new, man, you got a lot of things that you just gonna have to figure out how they work.
Exactly, 100% true there. It's a learning experience every day, just talking to different people and realizing what's some of the headaches you have. Or, you talk to 10 different people, and they all got 10 different rules they want.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, everybody wants something different in the rules. Something fits their car or fits the way they drive or fits whatever. I mean, one thing, I'm glad, like last year, Jimmy Mullins came and run some limited races, late model races, whatever, with us. But like he's a super street guy. Like that's his division, and I know I'm sure he'll be running with you with the super streets and hopefully with the limiteds as well. Because he's good. He's good for business. He's good for selling some tickets. So you'll need him there.
Yeah, we'll need him there for sure. There's a couple other people. I don't want to say no names, but I heard somebody that's come run a different um, division at Franklin County. I heard that she was running a super street at the New Year's Eve bash the other day. So she ain't said nothing to me, but I feel
You don't
like
want to say names, but you just narrowed it right down, Timmy.
Narrowed it down with the she there, buddy. Yeah, Brittany Cockrum there ran down at
Allegedly.
allegedly. Yeah, there we go. She ran down at Dillon Motor Speedway during the New Year's Bash just over the weekend. Did a great job. Stayed out of trouble. I think she ended up sixth or seventh or something like that. Man, that was a crash fest too. I mean, she had to really work. She had to really work to not be in wrecks.
for sure.
I mean, we all know that Noah didn't see it. I mean, there's no. I mean, I'm not even going to ask. I mean, he ain't even seen a replay. Okay.
All my information I have on this past weekend has come from your boy Corey Latham. All right, that's all the info I
Mhm.
got.
I mean, look, hey, Corey can keep you in tune, man. He is a great piece of Race 22.
He got me the important parts.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, he got you most everything. I mean, he told you Bobby Tumbleston, won, and he told you about Brittany, her run, and Boo Carlisle's crash. Glad to see that he's doing okay after that. So I mean, he hit all the highlights for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. So maybe we'll get you, on one of these streaming services. That wouldn't have been on Flow, so having Flow wouldn't have helped you on that one.
I've been hoping that maybe we can get one of these bootleg services like Stream East. Will pick up the flow racing races,
Wow.
so then I can start. I was just kidding in case Flow wants me to announce again on their network. That was a joke. I would never illegally stream a race at all.
Yeah. I
All
don't.
that propane money you got, you should be able to afford a little prescription to Flow Racing.
Yep.
Well, it's hard to afford things when you.
Subscription, not prescription.
Either way.
I need a prescription.
Probably need several. Um, but anyways, Timmy, anything else you guys are working on, or got in your thought process heading into the new season? I know you guys have got a lot of projects that you're working on at the track, but I didn't know if there were some other things that you were looking at or looking into.
Well, I've been not talking about it yet, but it looks like we will be having the Smart Modified Tour on Friday, is it 23rd or something
Yeah,
like
May
that, I think.
23rd. Yep.
Yeah. So that's a positive.
Oh, that's a huge positive, especially for the finances. I can tell you that for sure. So that'll be a good one. That'll be a good one for you. It'll help you. It'll help ease the pain of anything else that happens during the season. So
I
smart
wonder if the
modifieds are
guys
always a show too.
attacking you. I wonder if the guys attacking Timmy last year know that he's the one that's running it now.
I'm pretty sure that conversation's already been had.
Oh my god!
I don't think we're having that problem this year. Hopefully,
And tell them they got to check their wrenches at the gate.
I mean, I understand what happened there. He didn't understand what I was doing, but after you go back to video, I'm pretty sure he sees I was just trying to help. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's water under the bridge now, but
100%.
it was a wild occasion there, and I mean, you'll have those from time to time. The thing about it is 90% of the fans enjoy that ignorance, and 10% get on Facebook and cry about it. So it doesn't really matter. It'll be all good. I mean, that's probably the ratio that you're hoping for on everything that you do there.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
90% enjoy it, you'll be all right. Do you have any and I know you're still, I mean you're only what 2 or 3 weeks into this really
Yeah.
here. I mean I know you kind of been working on some stuff prior to that, but really 2 or 3 weeks into putting everything together. Do you have any ideas of ways that you think you can bring some new fans in there? And I know you mentioned the kids on their cell phones, but I mean so are the adults. And
Yeah.
what's the is there any plans yet to try to get them in there?
We're working on some plans, trying to, doing a little research on, my mind, I should have wrote it down. My mind went blank. The little
Oh, you're talking about the
electric,
gosh,
Little
for
Power
kids.
Wheels.
Well, they're not Power Wheels, but they're
the
like
the juice box
juice
division.
Oh
box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the juice
Yeah.
box.
We're looking into some juice boxes.
yeah,
There's a couple juice boxes, in Christiansburg area, Blacksburg area up there somewhere. Not saying they would come out, but um, if we got a few down there, I think we could.
yeah,
I think it'd be fun, something for the kids to do.
yeah. You're just gonna have to figure out a way, and you may or may not have thought about this yet because I didn't think about it the first time I tried to do the Power Wheels. You just got to figure out a way to keep them on the banking. That's the hard part.
Well, I actually thought about, since it's just going to be electric. Um, I bought some metal corral gates for the haunted house,
Yep, yep,
or corral control gates, where you want to call them.
yep,
I thought about going up there where you have the wrestling ring
yep.
and actually doing it up there. Maybe, I don't know if it'd work or not. I mean, it's just a thought in my head right at the moment.
Listen, from being the previous promoter, that's a good thought. We did them in the pits, the power wheels. We did them in the pits, like around the old scales there. They would probably work right in there. If you had a way to like set up that area better. Um, but yeah, I think you got a good idea right there. I mean, that's and dude, that's what it's going to take in all racing is getting those kids. The juice box. I followed them, for a while. At all these different tracks. I know, Providence has a pretty good turnout of them, which is also in Franklin County, the go-kart track. So hopefully you get a little bleed over right there. And a lot of that has turned into, and I know it's a little bit harder on, for stock cars and for asphalt, but a lot of that has turned into people running them for a year or two and then jumping in a go-kart, and maybe that there'll be the case where you'll get people that are in that, and then a few years down the road they go, man, I want to go racing on that track.
Yeah, hopefully so. I mean, we got to start somewhere to get the kids there. Try to just make a little area for them. We're probably gonna make a section off a section and of the stands and make it family friendly sections.
Yeah,
No smoking, no getting rowdy.
yeah,
Uh, I mean, you can't do but so much on getting rowdy because it's racing.
yeah.
You know, a good wreck happens or something. People's gonna get excited. Adrenaline's gonna get going. So,
Oh,
but
listen, there's a lot of passion. I mean, me and you've had these conversations in a heated way before over passion about racing. So it
100%.
happens. I mean,
Yeah,
it just, man, and I'll have people that go, well, man, you and him, y'all don't get along. I'm like, that was just heat of the moment, man. I don't even care. 10 minutes later, I didn't give a crap about it. I didn't think about it again. You know what I mean?
yeah. Anybody knows me. Even people that's worked for me and still work for me, and my cousin Scotty, he threw some wrenches at me. We was working at a job. I was a supervisor, and he threw some wrenches at me because he didn't like what I said. And I walked up to him. I said, "You done?" He said, "Yes." All right, let's go eat some lunch.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's pretty much the way I am. Things you just and that's going to be a good character trait for you when these racers start bitching in your ear because it's going to happen, and you're not going to like a lot of times what they have to say, and they're going to say things that ain't true, and you're just going to have to live with it, and you just got to move on.
Yeah, hopefully. Uh, which I don't know. I guess everybody knows that the Lauren's going to be back in there,
Yeah.
and hopefully that goes to his ear.
Yeah, some of it will, some of it
Yeah,
will, but they're going to come find you. They listen, they will find you just to bitch, even if they're happy with what Lauren says. They're still going to come and bitch to you.
Don't
yeah.
worry, I'm gonna run it through some test sessions. I
Yeah.
got a lot of good stuff in my mind.
Oh, I mean, you were definitely when you raced, you were definitely one of the good bitchers because you bitched all the time.
I did, even when I won.
Oh yeah, you'd get out in victory. You're the only guy I can think of that ever got out in victory lane and was mad about things that happened. And I'm
It's
like, what
because
is wrong
Lauren
with
was
this guy?
trying to screw me in every
Oh my
avenue.
God, here we go.
He's up by 2 car lengths. Caution, caution's out.
Yeah, I mean, 2 car lengths was too far, bud. I
There was a
mean,
piece of paper in turn 3. It was on the track.
well,
Bring out the yellow.
listen, Lauren's good at throwing the yellow when the yellow needs to be thrown. Okay, that's all I can say.
Yeah, yes.
I guess I guess the racers gonna have to get a little more experience with pedaling a little bit when they need to.
Well, the smart ones do. I mean, and I know not always, but like Kyle Dudley's one of those guys. Me and him's had these conversations, and there'd be some nights when I would know that the cars that he was going to be racing against and the drivers experience wise that he was going to be racing against were just, man, he was going to check out, and I'd just go, hey man, can you keep them in your mirror? I mean, I don't care if you drive off a little bit, but keep them in your mirror, make it look like we're having a race here. And he would always, yeah, man, I got you. So.
Yeah,
Oh, you could see Kyle messing with people out there.
Oh yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
see, he get a big gap, and then they catch up, and as soon as
Yep.
they get about on his bumper, he starts gapping them again, and then he slows back up.
Yeah.
some
And
some
go ahead.
racers just want to see how far they can get in front.
Yes.
A good example is the push race that I pushed Wesley Givens around the track in.
Yeah.
We done lapped everybody, and all I can see in his mirror is him wave his hand, go faster, go fast. And
Yeah.
we done lapped everybody.
Yeah. He's
He didn't care.
definitely not one that's going to make it look like a good race.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's when I blew up my bootlegger was in that push race.
Blew up, crashed. I mean, it was every week. So I mean,
Hold on, time out.
I
I
mean,
didn't crash that one. Well, that night.
yeah. Yeah. Um, you brought up Wes Givens, stock fours. I don't know if you listened to the podcast the last few weeks. We didn't have one last week, but I mentioned one of the things that I hope that you guys didn't really alter. I probably used the words messed up, screw up. But one of the things I hope that you guys don't mess with too much is that stock four, and I imagine you're not. I mean, given it's the highest car count, but what kind of plans do you have for the stock four division?
I pretty much just leave it the same. It's pretty good. I do, and this is just from being a previous car owner and
Yeah,
helping people. Was I'm gonna give a little more camber back.
yeah,
Um, I don't want to do too much because Natural Bridge has done kind of set the rules,
yeah.
which camber really don't matter on dirt too much.
It don't.
So I don't think it's a big deal. But just trying to save. If you can save a driver a tire, you get one extra race on the tire. I mean, by a couple more degrees camber, I don't think it makes the cars go that much faster.
Yeah, it won't.
And I think we're gonna go to 5.5 degrees or something.
Yeah.
Maybe 5. We ain't 100% set it, but I think it's the only rules really going to change in that division.
What's the rule on control arms?
Oh my God.
Stock appearing.
Stock appearing. Oh God, he's been talking to Wes.
Jesus Christ.
That's why I said I do that to get you.
Stock appearing.
The rule says stock part. So as long as it's stock part, if it's a Chevrolet car, it better have a Chevrolet control arm that come with that make and model. And if it's a Ford, it better be the Ford part that's supposed to be. If it's Escort, it better be an Escort part.
I smell gray areas already.
Listen, there's always gray areas.
If there's racing, you're going to have gray areas.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's enough smart people out there that they find gray in the deepest, darkest black. It's amazing. I mean, I'm impressed at some of the things that the drivers and crew chiefs come up with over the years. One of the questions that I seen some people asking online was about the IndyCar division. We haven't talked about that. I don't know if you have any plans for that or not, but you can tell us about it.
We're going to do at least 2, maybe 3 um, destruction days. So it's you're probably the first one to be in June.
Mm-hmm.
We do somebody asked for the chain race,
Yeah.
push car race. Something I've always talked to you about, I always wanted to do.
Yep.
Is the pace car race.
Yeah, I like that one.
And I would like to see that happen. I don't know about the chain race. I like, but same time it's short tracks. I don't know. I mean, it might not be bad, but just do 2 cars, not do the 3 car. When the 3 car, when
Yeah.
that looks crazy.
Well, the 3 car one can get wild. I mean, that's why Ace
Yeah.
Speedway stopped doing theirs. They had some really wild crap happen in their 3 car chain race. And I think most tracks that are doing them have went to a 2 car instead of a 3 car. We did it once or twice. Last 5 years or whatever. Um, I'm not as much of I became a real big fan, and I know you are too, Timmy, of the push car race. That one right there is fun, man.
Oh, I love the push car race. I only was participant in one, and I couldn't do none of the rest of them. Somebody took my car and threw the battery out of it. Got mad, threw the battery out of it. So
What
my
an asshole.
so, so the car I had for that push race kind of went out the door.
Sounds like you shouldn't have let that dumbass drive the
No,
car.
no, I take it back. There was 2 car. I did run 2 push car races, and because one with Daryl was in the CRV, and the CRV was so tall, the bumper would get underneath. My bumper would go underneath his bumper and just lift the back wheels. So when you go in a turn, I'd have to hit the brake so he'd get off it so he can go around the corner.
I have never been more confused in my life. Me and Josh had already lined up for that race. And I look in the mirror, I see the CRV, and I'm like, is that Jordan in there? And then I see Daryl lift his helmet up, light a cigarette, just sitting there, and then I can see we're about to go green, and he just tosses that thing and pulls the helmet down. He's ready to go.
Oh, man, those destruction nights, they are some of the most fun nights. As a promoter, they are some of the most fun nights you'll have because, yes, they're still arguing and bickering. You still have racers. I mean, Wes will probably be there, so there'll be somebody there to bitch. But
Oh, somebody's not going to like him.
yeah, yeah, guaranteed, and he's going to bitch about every other person there. So, but those are some of the most fun nights. At the end of the night, those are typically very rewarding from every standpoint. You usually have decent crowds, and it's a fun race, and usually the financial aspects of that race tends to at least work out in your favor, if not very well to your favor. So hopefully you have some good success with that. I know that's one of the things that you've enjoyed the last few years being down there helping us, and I think you'll add a different flavor to those nights of destruction that I think will make them very interesting.
Yeah, the biggest question that everybody keeps asking me is who's driving the tow truck? And I keep telling me, they say, how are you going to do that? I'm like, well, I got to do something.
Well, I mean, honestly, if you put together the right team, I mean, I just had to ride around in a golf cart some nights, just to have something to do. I could ride around and see who wanted to bitch at me. But now the one caveat to being in the tow truck is, then all the racers know exactly where you are and exactly where to find you to do all the bitching, and they ain't got to go up there to find Lauren. They just go on and
I,
find you.
I was getting ready to say, I don't know if that's a great idea. Somebody's going to dump somebody in the wall, and then, of course, you are going to be the next person they see. That is not a
It's not.
recipe
It's not the
for
greatest plan in the
success.
world. I'll give you that.
Well, Buck says he can do it if he need to. He do that and clean up by himself. He's Buck's on
Lord,
board for that. So
Lord Jesus,
One man crew.
Lord. Is he gonna make it down there from Covington every week or what?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He moved up and moved away. Him and Wes had a break up, and they're no longer married, and he done moved away. So
I ain't seen him in a few weeks.
yeah,
Probably a few months.
yeah, I think it's been a while. I mean, I think the last time I talked to him, he borrowed some money from me and told me he's paying me back the next day. I ain't heard from him since. So y'all know how that goes. So
He used it to start his new business.
well, I'm just glad I could help. So.
You're an investor, the first one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sure I'll be getting my residual checks here before long.
They're coming. They're in the mail.
Oh man, and Noah, you got anything on your mind you wanted to ask Timmy about?
What do you mean ask him? I'm in his house every other day. I don't
No,
ask him
that's okay.
everything.
Listen, but this is public asking. Listen, there's a total difference. I mean, I can talk to somebody on the phone, and well, I mean, like you, I forget that I was talking to you on the phone. Thought I was talking to you publicly about your, getting fired or quitting or whatever you're doing. So,
Apparently nobody listened to that, so we're good.
well, thankfully they don't listen.
I've been politicking Timmy to get a sponsorship from the Gold and Silver and run a race, but he don't like that idea. Apparently that doesn't fit their family friendly thing they're trying to do. Whatever.
Well, I haven't been in that establishment since I was a teenager, but somebody says it's not even around no more.
They're closed down. R.I.P. The Gold and Silver.
No, Noah, you can open it back up. You ain't got to chase the propane no more.
Yeah, I'm gonna open it up and we're gonna rebrand it. It's gonna be called Beef.
Oh
I
Lord,
think we'll get a good customer base with that name.
I gotta watch what I say. We're on live.
Lord have mercy. Uh, anyways, oh Lord, I don't even after that one, I don't even know where to go from here. Um,
You have a Arby's inside?
It's something like that. You can call it that. We
well,
have the meats. That's all you need to know.
Jesus, you two have derailed for sure. I noticed your schedule, Timmy, and kind of your, your idea for the limited late models, whatever. Is running competing with South Boston and doing a similar tire deal to what they're doing. I mean, what was the catalyst behind that? I mean, did you, I
I
mean,
mean,
do you,
just
do you feel like they're going to come that way, or are you just hoping that it works out?
hoping it works out. If you do the same tires, same rules, because I know some of them guys that run down there, they're from Pennsylvania County in Franklin County and Henry
Yep.
County, so it's not that much. It ain't about the same distance for some of them.
Yep.
Some of them's a little closer. So um, if we make it to where they don't have to change their car a lot, they could, if they want to, if the people want to run every week, they can. You can only hope the more people come, we make it where they can come. So
Yeah. Yeah, I guess having it lined up the best you can, helps everybody, and hopefully, helps you, car count wise,
yeah, and
in the end.
that's that's a lot of the hard work that he's going to kill me. Kenny Lang's helped out on me. That's Kenny Lang
Yeah,
being on this team on that kind of stuff has just helped tremendously.
yeah,
Um, he can tell me what's been done at other tracks and what's worked at other tracks and what's not worked at other tracks, and um, where the car counts are at. So hoping we get a car count there.
yeah. I understand. Now, Kenny, you mentioned him. What's his role within the Franklin County Raceway organization?
Um, he's the promoter that's not a promoter.
Vice
Uh,
promoter.
yeah, he's I don't know if many people knows he lives a couple of houses down from me. He lives right beside Daryl, so
Yep.
he's a friend. And I don't know of a person that's been to more races in different racetracks personally. I mean, I'm sure there's people that's been to more races than him, but
Sure.
he's always going to Ace or Winston Salem, Bowman Gray, I guess it is,
Yep.
and all these racetracks. And he goes as a fan, so he being a fan, and I know a long time ago he ran a few races at Franklin County, so
Yep.
that's kind of where I got him involved or asked him to be involved, and um, he's helped. He's got some people. The logo he didn't do the logo, but he talked to somebody and got that logo. That's my daughter ain't a big fan of the logo, but I'm a super big fan of it.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna join your daughter, but
Yeah,
it's all
she
good.
she says that's a good T-shirt logo, but
Yeah, it would look
she's
good on the shirt.
she's drawing some stuff up too, but short time, so
Yeah.
it's what we got for now.
Yeah, well, it takes it takes a lot, and to that, what have you found to be, thing that is either been the hardest or the most surprising? Either one. Pick one or both. Give us both about doing this deal.
The hardest is just coming to make the decision to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's I don't care. Like you say, there's a bunch of emotions and everything else
Yeah.
that happens at this track, but
Yeah.
um, there's not a person at that track I don't couldn't get along with in everyday life. Some of the things they do at the track I don't like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's still, at the same time it's family and everybody's bickering, but families bicker, so it's kind of to make that decision was like, well, these some of these people need a place to race. Some of them can afford to go other places, but
Yeah.
some of these guys, I've become friends with over the years. They don't have a, their pockets ain't deep and they love racing. So
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
um,
Most of them could only travel once or twice. I mean,
yeah,
they'd never be able to put in a full season of anywhere.
exactly. So it gives them a chance to run for a championship. And even if some of them, I know some of them are on a budget, and they're probably not saying they can't win a championship, but
Yeah.
they still they it's something that for look for and say, hey, I can do this if I wanted to,
Yeah.
and but a lot of people, some people can't come because of work and everything else, so they can't run every race. Like you got Mr. Givens that basically, well, lives at the track. No, basically he lives at the track. So
Yeah.
so when he's home at night, I mean that's his home. So it's hard to compete with somebody like him for championship. But
Yeah.
look, it happened.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, man, I lost my train of thought there. But one of the things that come from what you guys have put out so far that I thought was really good. It's very to that end of being racer friendly, budget friendly. The 12 dates, and I assume most of the divisions will run all those 12 dates. That's I mean that's a fairly comp. It gives them a few races, but it doesn't give them so many that it makes them runs them out of money.
Exactly. And then if they want to do something in summertime, go to the beach or something,
Yep.
it gives them some time to do it.
Yeah, I mean, and over the last couple of years, I tried, running every week, and I tried running every other week, and I think your schedule is right about where it needs to be. I mean, it could be one or two races too many, or one or two races too few, depending on the budget of the racer. But it's at about that happy medium spot.
Yeah. I was trying to go somewhere between 10 and 12, and there's still a chance we might run a date in September, but everybody knows we got the
Yeah,
haunted house, so September ain't a good um,
yeah,
time for me. But we might be able to get one off at the beginning of September, if we can get. It depends how it goes. So,
yeah.
and if not, if we had a rain night or something, we might take that date and do a rain night or something. So,
Gotcha. Yeah, when I seen the schedule, I was like, well, they scheduled this perfectly for around the haunt, anyways. Which is
it's
important. I mean,
yeah,
that's your money. One of your money makers. And let's just be real, the racetrack is unlikely to be a money maker. So
yeah. Oh, 100%. And I'm not going in this to make a penny. Um, I'm gonna get some advertising out of it. Lauren, he's going to help me out, and he's going to get some advertising. But I mean, every penny that is extra there, we're going to put back in the racetrack, and we're going to set the rates for the classes on the payout, and stick with them. And if we have some good times, we might do some incentives. Which we're looking for sponsors too. To do some bigger payouts. Always looking for that, but
sure.
do a division payout or something, or qualifying or something. But I'm always looking for somebody to do like that. But we might, get towards the end of the season if we had a decent season. And there's some, I don't know if there'll be any money left over, but if there is, um, put some few higher pay tables out there towards the end if it looks like there's going to be. Like right now, I mean, there's so much needs to be done down there. Um, Fixing the bathrooms, roofs on the payout building stuff. And they're not terrible, but They're not going to be there much longer if we don't do something with them. So
Yeah, that is probably the in the infield. That's probably the worst thing, right now. So I mean, doing doing that, I think will be I think it'll be good for everybody. Nothing worse than going in the bathrooms there in the pits. I mean, the pit bathrooms are in the best shape they've been in probably 40 years. But going in there and trying to use the bathroom and while it's raining, whatever, and it's raining on you while you're trying to take a leak. That's not that good.
or was it Noah just above you?
Yeah, well, who knows?
You never know.
All them Pepsis, you know.
Yeah, Pepsi's do that to him. I mean, he has to take a pee break about every 10 seconds.
Look, I held it off pretty good on race nights.
Yeah,
But when I'm just like at home, I get to drinking every 3 seconds. I gotta go pee.
yeah.
That's go back to the most surprising thing. I'm
Yep.
gonna tell you what the most surprising thing is.
Okay.
When Noah turned me down for selling glizzies, he does such a good job at the home. You know,
Oh my God.
he don't want nothing to do with selling glizzies at the track.
Noah, what the hell, man?
Look, man, I want to do more fun stuff than be slinging dusty dogs at the track.
Oh my God. I mean, what? I mean, you said that is the most fun thing you do.
At the haunt, sure, but at the racetrack, I don't want to be cooped up in a little shack
Can you get him
slinging
a little? Can
wieners.
you get him a little hot dog cart? He can just roll around the pit area selling
Why
hot
he's
dogs to
talking?
everybody. Yeah,
Why he's interviewing?
yeah.
That's a good idea there.
I mean,
You might be
listen,
on something.
you get knock out two employees at one time right there too.
I still have an idea. I talked to you about it last year. It never came of though.
Oh God.
The T-shirt cannon idea,
Yeah.
the custom built one. But look, you can launch anything that'll fit in there. So I thought about maybe
Jesus.
every once in a while we'll shoot some dogs up into the crowd.
Yeah, well, I think I said on a previous episode, I mean, you shot batteries at them before, so I mean, a hot dog is a lot softer.
Yeah, it won't hurt as bad.
It definitely will not. It definitely will not, for
Tastes
sure.
better.
Yeah, it definitely tastes better than
I'm
battery.
still
Yes.
deciding whether I want to wrap them in tinfoil or just throw them down in there.
I'm thinking you should probably wrap them.
Just shoot chili and
Oh Lord, Lord.
Kyle Dully be mad as hell. I done shot mustard all over his windshield.
I mean, listen, it might make the races more entertaining. I mean, not that you really need that at Franklin County because racing there, I mean, you can have two or three cars, and the racing there is way better than it is most places.
That could be the new black flag rule. If you get hit with the glizzies, go to the back.
Jeez.
No, that's
Oh,
one of the destruction night races.
yeah.
We go shoot glizzies at them every time they come around. If you hit, you got to go back.
No. Whoever catches the most and eats them while they're racing, that's who wins.
Have you ever seen the 6-pack challenge?
No.
These redneck dudes do it on YouTube on a go-kart track. You got to like run 3 laps and you got to come in and chug a beer.
Oh yeah, I have seen
And
that.
you can't go back.
No.
You got to finish the 6-pack. We ought to do that with the hot dogs in an IndyCar race.
All
You
right.
got to run 3 laps and you got to come in and eat a dog and then go back out.
Oh man. Go for it, Timmy. Go for it. That's all.
Look, you hear that, Roanoke Winter Stand? I smell a hell of an opportunity for marketing.
Yeah, yeah. You might could get Texas Tavern in on that. They were a good sponsor.
There you
several
go.
years
Bowl
back.
of chili.
Yep. Yeah. Just launch a bowl of chili at them. Oh my God. I mean, one thing about it, Timmy, I think you're gonna have your hands full this season. But I think you guys, especially having Noah, with you, Noah made a lot of nights. Well, he made a lot of nights for me stressful, but he made a lot of nights more entertaining.
Yeah,
Timmy still
he
hasn't
can be a
given me a job
handful.
yet.
What was that, Noah?
I said, Timmy still ain't even gave me a job yet.
Well, let's be clear. I'm doubt that he's going to call it a job. He may give you something to do, but it ain't going to
Yeah,
be
he
a
ain't gonna
job.
pay me, that's for sure.
His pay's going to be based on how many Pepsis he has tonight.
So the more Pepsis he has, the more he gets paid.
Unless he gets paid.
We get rich.
Okay.
Unless he gets paid.
I was going to say the dude is going to be a billionaire by the end of the year. Oh man.
Well, I mean, he's dating my daughter. Do I even have to pay him?
No, you definitely don't.
You
All right.
could if you wanted
I
to.
mean, listen, he's got a job, he's making money.
Propane,
He
make good
needs
money. Propane, that's a good business
exactly,
to be in.
exactly.
I mean, right now is the propane season.
Yeah, I know. No,
I'm
no doubt.
tired of the damn propane season.
Care for your own life.
Yeah, well,
I don't
I
care.
mean, he's already quitting and getting fired and everything else. So I mean,
These
it's
old people were running me around. I'm tired of it.
well, I don't. I mean, it's just part of the job, there, buddy.
Just because it was cold for 2 days doesn't mean you're going to run out, Cynthia.
Well, I can't lie to you.
Margaret.
I was going out and getting a propane exchange. That's what I was doing when you texted me that you were ready. So I can't say anything.
Of course.
He drives by your house all the time. He won't even stop and fill you up.
No, no, no. Noah's not good to me. I mean, I don't know why. I don't listen. I don't have any daughters he can date, so he's not good to me. So
Oh, well, you got to have something. Nothing's for free.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
I don't
Any
know. I did run out this year. I'm just saying.
No,
I
you did
believe that.
not.
I
Told you
believe
that
that.
4 times.
I
Timmy
mean,
can't read a gauge, even though he delivered propane.
Yeah. When your stove won't light, that means you're out.
We got a bad batch of propane. Look, take it up with the company, all right?
Jesus. Man, no, you gotta take care of your fam there better. I mean, he's giving you something to do on Saturday nights during the summer.
Look,
Not
I
saying he's
can't
giving you a
help it.
job, but he's giving you something to do.
I can't help it that per year delivered us a boof ass load of propane, all right? Timmy
Yeah.
figured it out early. We had 20 calls this past weekend, the same thing. Like, my tank's full, but nothing to light.
Wow. That's interesting.
Just kidding. Per year's great in case they want to sponsor. We love per year.
Oh Lord. As long as you can keep Noah from talking bad about all your sponsors, you're gonna be all right, Timmy.
I don't know if we can keep him toned down a little bit. He might make something one day.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, I've already been trying to be more mature, not talking crap about some of the drivers I'd like to talk crap about.
What drivers are those?
I'm not even talking about the ones from Franklin County. I'm talking about those
Okay.
wrench people.
Oh, I
They're the
thought you
first
Hey,
one that's going to get a chili
I thought you
shot.
were gonna bring up the Milums again. I wasn't sure.
No,
well,
I'm over that. I don't think they are, but I am.
There wasn't many episodes that I got messages from people about the things that Noah said, but that was definitely one of them.
It wasn't just me. It was Keyshawn, too. Do you remember that?
Oh, listen, it was two idiots. Okay, yeah,
They
that's all I
said
remember.
he was a Bubba Wallace wannabe, and
Tweedledee, Tweedledum.
Yeah, listen, that's not good ones together. Them two on a mic is a bad recipe. I can just go ahead and tell you.
provides for great entertainment.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it depends on what type of entertainment you're trying to deliver.
Well, look, it's in the eye of the beholder. Okay, we'll let the fans decide if they like it.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the fans are already trying to replace you with Junior. Okay, I'm just letting you know. Okay.
Whatever,
I
let them.
mean, every time he's on, I get messages and they comment on there and everything else about having him on more. So
Look, I want a severance if that's how it's going to be.
well, yeah. Listen, I can't quite. You know what's bad? This thing. I want you to think about it, and you both of you can think about this. I trust the things that might come out of Noah's mouth more than I do Junior's. Okay, I
That's
just want
that's
you to
rough.
think about that.
You can't ever do a live show with Junior.
Oh God, I mean, the bad, and I don't. I, I'm one of those. I'm one of those parents that I don't really hide anything. We have open dialogue at all times. I mean, I tell them things that they probably shouldn't even know. I mean, but man, I feel like you're better off having a open dialogue. But sometimes that bites me in the ass. We'll be somewhere and I'll have said something and I was sincere about what I said and you know but he repeats it at the worst time.
They always do.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
it's
used to
not
have a
good.
TV show about that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm trying to keep him from doing that. That's why when I have him on the show, he sits directly across from me so that I can give him the evil eye if need be, and he'll just change direction. Okay. Uh,
I'm just
he wants to be on here during some of these Zooms, but I don't. I need to set him up with another computer and set him up straight across from me. He really wanted to be on tonight's show. He was like, I want to talk to Timmy. I was like, I know you do, but you
yeah.
know.
Hopefully he can come get that championship again next year.
Oh my God!
He's got to
Don't
defend his
start on that.
championship.
Jesus Christ.
When's the banquet? Hold on. Tell Junior I got something in the works for him.
Listen, I ain't telling him nothing you say because you're liable to forget by the time we get off the show.
Exactly.
I'll bring him a small 50.
Yeah. Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. I mean, just bring him one of them $100 bills. Those good ones.
Yeah, you're straight from you.
Timmy, that was one of the best things that ever happened. Even though I had nothing to do with it until it was. I didn't even know about it until later on that night. When he started bitching, I didn't know anything about it.
Well, he his face. If you could have seen his face when he realized he paid somebody with that.
Poor Daryl.
Yeah, I paid Daryl with that.
His own family.
That's I mean, that's how you roll. I mean, keep it in the family there.
But he had to think about it for a while. He's like, "Where did I spend that at? Where did I spend that at?"
I thought I spent a damn Shell station down the road here, and that my face was going to be on the windows next time I went down there.
Jesus. Oh man, that was a good time right there. I mean, it really wasn't in the moment, but afterwards, it was a pretty good time.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, everybody laughed, but everybody.
I still need that bounty money whenever you get around to
Oh
it.
my God! Listen, talk to the new promoter. He's going to be taking care of all those things, and
Oh no, that ain't how that works.
yeah, that's how it works. That's how it works. Listen, let me go ahead and tell you. I promise you, I had to take care of many, 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 many things that Whitey left undone when I took over. So, yep. Timmy, thank you. I mean, I appreciate you getting him that bounty money. So,
$200.
or hit up Wes. I mean, maybe he'll give it to you.
Yeah, since he did that on purpose.
I mean, I believe that he did. I do. He didn't tell me that, ahead of time, but I believe he did.
Oh, is that when he pulled back in the pits before the race was over?
Yeah,
No,
oops, I forgot.
no, he just didn't go to Tech. He took his car back to the back to get ready for the next division and didn't even park it at Tech, which he had done every week. So that tells
I
me
go
he
to
did it on
Tech
purpose.
every race I participate in, but I forgot this time. Sorry.
Did I
Bullshit.
win?
I mean, listen, it saved me a couple bucks. I was good.
Yeah, but
It didn't save me no headache though. I can tell you that.
yeah, that
Oh,
was
no, will be reminding you that for years.
Oh, listen, he's never going to forget it. There's no doubt in my mind about that. No doubt in my mind about
I
He might
won't.
he might forget money that he owes you, but he'll never forget the money you owe him.
it. I believe that. I believe that. No doubt in my mind. Um, Timmy, what coming up with this season? What is the thing that you're the most excited about? And I know going in as a new promoter, is exciting times. And what's the thing though that keeps coming up in your mind that you're most excited about?
Well, just to see the history of this track keep on running is the best thing. Hearing the cars roar, and hopefully we have a good season, and not a lot of drama, but that's not going to happen. But
Yeah.
a minimum amount of drama, but it's just exciting just to try something different. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm people know I'm not a huge racing guy. I'm more of a businessman, so hopefully everybody learns I'm a honest and truthful guy, and I'll do what I say I want to do, and it becomes a good race, and we get the biggest thing I'm hoping for is getting people back in the stands. It's just, I mean, that's like you say, every track around, that's the numbers are falling everywhere. So if anybody listens to this podcast, if they could please come to some races, all of them if possible.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys got a good program, that you're building. I think, and that's what it takes. I mean, like last year at the beginning of the year, we started off extremely slow. I mean, y'all know, and it picked up toward the end of the season, and hopefully, you guys can pick up from that and take off, and get a good running start. I think, starting in April will help you. I know, we started in March, and I usually tried to start at the beginning of March, and that sometimes would bite you. And it's hard to get people to come out when it's cold. Although I say that, and they had a great crowd at the New Year's Bash this weekend, and it was freezing down there. And I think they'll have a decent crowd at the January 25th race at Caraway. So, and I think a lot of the stuff going on in this short track racing world is the fact that COVID changed so many things about life.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think we're all just dealing with it. And I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you the one thing I'm the happiest about. Somebody asked me the other day, said, are you mad that Timmy took over? I said, what the hell would I be mad about? I said, I'm not there. I left of my own accord. Decided last May. Told you I think at the beginning of June. And you know, and I said, man, it's going to be the same type of bitching and whining about everything that goes on, and man, I ain't got to listen to it. I can listen to it from a distance. It's great.
Yeah, that's that'd be the best part on your end, but yeah, I
Not
mean,
not the best part on your end.
no, not the best part on my end. I mean, I'm sure it's not going to be much different. I mean, things are going to go pretty much the same way. Race nights are going to go pretty much the same way. So it's a race night. So as long as we get the people out there and we give them a good show and we get some people to turn out, um, we'll have a good year.
You mentioned earlier about rules, and you guys don't have all your rules out. What's the major holdup there? You just getting them all typed up, or
Yeah,
uh,
get them
all
get
that?
them typed up. Talking the biggest thing on the rules um discussions with Jimmy with tires get him. He's going to do some with 8 inch and the different tires. What's a tires have got to where they're not available like they used to be.
Right.
So we're still working on him with getting the tires and trying to which the one's easy. We're going with South Boston rules, so
Yeah.
we're just going to adopt theirs and use their tires. He's already said those tires are easy to get scuffs or new. The mini stocks. So many people want one tire and so many people want the other tire, but
Yep.
I think, and people probably mad. I'll go ahead and say it. I'm pretty sure we're going to go with the 800s,
Yeah.
not the Sportsman, because that's what Jimmy can get us.
Yeah.
He's got scuffs. He's got so um, get back to a good tire program. Like you said, in COVID, you couldn't get tires.
Oh yeah. Completely screwed everything up.
So the biggest thing on rules right now is 100% tires.
Yeah.
Getting with Jimmy, we've had a few conversations with him. Me and Chad's going to go have another conversation with him, make sure get it all locked in, and then we can get the rules. It's hard to do rules without your tires. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, I mean, it don't sound like from what I've heard, anyways, and you can clarify or not. It doesn't sound like you guys are changing a whole lot of things, anyways. You know what I mean? Like going with South Boston rules, they're very similar in nature to the rules we had last year. Super Street's pretty straightforward. Stock four, camber rule change. It doesn't sound like you're changing a whole lot, anyways.
yeah, the I like simple rules, but
Yeah,
um, people have talked to me and tell me that simple rules don't work, and you've told me that too. I'm like, just make them simpler. I mean, you like it
yeah,
when you make them too simple. There's too many gray areas.
yeah,
So, like I say, with stock four, I think the only thing that's going to change in stock, well, the only thing will change in stock four rule is going to be the
camber.
camber
Yep.
and just add a little more camber. I mean,
Yeah.
everything's got to remain stock, stock A arm stock. I know
Stock
Noah
length
said something
control
about,
arms, Noah.
yeah, stock length control arms. No welding together in the pits.
Jesus.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Uh, I'll never
But
forget when Wes did that. He asked me. He said, "Is this all right?" I said, "Well, it is this week."
yeah, it's but that did save tires. But
Yeah.
yeah, but no, we're gonna. The stock four is pretty simple. Late model. I mean, not late model. Super Street. Those are gonna be pretty simple. Carburetors. You run whatever carburetors, and you're running a smaller tire, so
Yeah.
you give all the horsepower you want, but you ain't gonna go but so fast. So
Yeah.
it's
Well,
is what I'm
that's
being
the great
told.
thing. That's the great thing about the super streets. While most rule books can't be simple, that one can, because
Yeah,
you got like five things that you want to check on those, and I mean everything else is hey, you just do whatever you want to do because
yeah,
the tire's the limiter.
exactly. That's. I think that's why it's a good division.
Yeah.
So hope that'll be good there. What else was I gonna say about rules?
How about the mini stocks?
Yeah, I'm gonna probably make some people mad. I've talked to some people, and I'm not giving them choices on rules. I am calling these people that's been there and asking questions.
Hmm.
Um, but I think we're gonna take it back to the 350 carburetor. Um, only
Which
which
most were running anyways.
most run anyway. They run better. I mean, that track.
Yeah.
If you adjust the 500 right, yeah, it could do good. But we're
Yeah.
just gonna make it. The biggest thing. And it's a trial run. I don't know how it's going to work, but our tech is going to be um, the driver's going to first place. We're going to tech three things. We're going to put all the tech in a hat, and the driver's going to draw tech. So first place draws first, second place, third place. They draw the three things we tech. So
Hmm.
nobody can say, "Well, you pre-planned that" or anything like that. So
Right.
just to eliminate that problem. We'll try and see how it goes. We don't know. It might work good. It might not. So we'll try it this year and see what happens. And
Yeah.
if everybody likes it, we can do it next year.
The UARA late model series back in the day, Gary Bodenheimer. That's one of the things that they did. They had an envelope, and you just pick out. They just draw the winner would draw out what I think two or three things to check, and that's what they checked every week, unless they had some sort of they always had a caveat to that. If they had something specific that had came up, well, we're going to check that too. You know.
Yeah.
And that seemed to work really good. I mean, and that was that was a big time series. That was basically the forerunner for the Cars Tour. So I mean, that was if it'll work at that level, I'm sure it'll work at this one.
Let's hope so. I mean, I know as being a previous car owner, and I never run competitively at the track at all. Just some people say, well, you're going to be you're going to be more fair to this driver and unfair to this driver because you don't like it. There's not a driver.
Yeah,
Um, I don't like. I might not like some of the racing ways,
yeah,
but I don't like how Wes and Keyshawn and Austin come down the track, but Wes and Austin come from dirt tracks. That's how they race.
yeah,
So I don't like it personally, but
yeah,
I don't have a problem with any of them in a well, me and Wes work together good all the time. I mean,
yeah,
I don't have problems with none of them. So just that's one way as a promoter. Used to be car owner. At one time, I owned three cars or four cars down there. So
hmm,
just that way that they can't say I'm being. Well, you just want to take that because it's him. You just want to take that because it's him.
yeah.
But
You mentioned tech. Who's going to be doing tech?
um, it's still up in the air. I've got one guy that's not a racer. He likes racing. He's a mechanic. Um, I know him from the towing industry.
Yep.
He's a little interested. He just I gotta give. He's got the schedule now, so he's going. See if his schedule works out for him. But probably um for the legends,
Hmm.
I got a guy I'm going to talk to. I know he can't be there every legend race, but when he is there, some people are probably not going to like him because who he is. But I don't even throw his name out there until it's happened. But
Right, right.
um, I don't know nothing about legends.
Yeah,
A lot of unless you're a legends car racer or you're into legends, you don't. I mean, they're whole different
They are different beasts.
series. So
Yep, for sure. Now you trying to structure your tech, different people for different divisions, or just mainly having one tech and then bringing in other people for say the Legends division or whatever.
possibly, um, I'd love to have Daryl as a tech guy. I mean, he
Yeah.
would make a great tech guy, but
Oh yeah, the best
in
cheaters always make the best tech people. Okay. Wes Gibbons
oh
would be an A+ tech man, I promise.
well, no, because he built half the cars down there, it'd be kind of biased. So
No, he just listen. He'd be like John Hall. John Hall was my tech guy in 2013, first year I ever ran Franklin County, and he went and worked on his brother's car on Friday night. Came on Saturday night and he disqualified his brother for the same part he put on the car. He said, "Well,
that's
last night I was your brother, and tonight I'm the tech man. We're two different people."
that's where the hard part,
Yeah,
and Daryl would be happy to do it if he didn't think it'd be any controversy. But
yeah.
maybe we'll let him do the late models, or not the late models, the Super Street and the
Listen, Super Street's so simple you could let Noah do
no other tech guy. That's
I'll do
it.
well,
I
this
mean,
pet.
there's like five things you got to check. I mean, legit. But I'm telling you, that was my favorite division when I had to go play Tech Man. That was my favorite division because even I was smart enough to tech the super streets, and I don't know a damn thing. So Noah
It's
would fit right in.
he would. He, if the only problem with Noah is if you go into tech and the whoever won first place had a couple of Pepsis there for him, he might look the other way.
Well,
Oh, these Pepsis for me.
there is a picture of $100 bill sitting on the cross-eyed tech man's glasses from last year. So things do happen like that. I think so. Man, Noah,
What
he don't
Josh
even
call
want
him,
to
Four
entertain us.
Eyes?
Cross-eyed tech
Cross-eyed.
man. Yep. Yep.
cross-eyed, old googly eyes.
And then wonder why he always getting ticked all the time.
He
Yeah.
threatened to throw me out first race of the first week. And I said, "Damn it, Donald, I work here too. You ain't throwing me out."
uh, I mean, he had more authority than you did. I'll just let you know.
He didn't have more vision.
Donald's a good guy.
He is. He is.
He tried. He
Yep.
done a he tried. I mean, when that sounded wrong. Like he done something wrong. He didn't do nothing wrong.
No.
Um, he done a good job. He tried his hardest at trying to keep everybody happy and
Yeah.
doing a good job.
That is the only job at the track that is almost as hard as the promoter's role.
Oh, it's probably the harder. It's probably harder.
No, I
Doing,
promise it ain't.
oh, well,
I've done them both.
what,
Now I will
what,
tell you, being
what,
the
what
tech
about doing
man,
both at the same time?
oh, that takes a real idiot. Okay, I'm just gonna let you know, a real idiot. Okay? I played that real idiot role several times.
Well, hopefully, what can stop this year, which I know it won't. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But what always drove me nuts is, and y'all know the two or three guys I'm talking about, the people that never put up the money to protest, but
Yeah,
walk over there to Donald and bitch and gripe and complain every week until eventually it looks suspicious for him not to check it.
yeah,
So then they
I
kind of
agree.
have to, and you're like, dude, just put up the money or shut up.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's the one thing I will say that, and even though sometimes I didn't like it, and I turned down a couple of his protests, Wes Givens, for what it's worth, I mean, he is willing to protest anybody, any week, anytime.
Oh, for sure.
I mean that the one protest that I accepted of his, he got himself disqualified, and then everybody else got disqualified, and then I had to undo all the disqualifications because I had to pay somebody. So,
I worked out that one time he protested Keyshawn
oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah.
when y'all was
Well,
Wikipedian.
I'll be honest with you though. I'll be honest with you, and hindsight being 2020, I made the wrong call there. They should not have been disqualified based on the way Wes wrote the protest. In the moment, I'm too stupid to know the difference. But in hindsight and having talked to other people and understood it better, I made the wrong decision.
I
Now,
mean,
was he illegal? Yes.
I get it on technical points,
Yep.
but really Wes was right. And
Well, yeah, but he wrote it wrong. Had he wrote the and see, that's why you do a written protest. That hey Timmy, this is lesson number one right here. This is why you do a written protest is because then there's no question how it's written. Now, it's up to the tech man to decide. The tech man can decide anything he wants from there, but it is up to them to write the thing that they want protested, and they need to write it correctly because it can, and in that instance, should have bit him in the ass. So,
the whole thing was funny. I
oh, it was
enjoyed it.
hilarious. It was.
Like you're kind of admitting guilt also when you bring the strut without the spring attached to it.
Well,
Like,
that's what I
hey,
told him
hold
too.
on here, what's going on?
And to give people a little bit of clarity, he protested the strut, not the strut assembly, which would obviously include the spring. Well, they decided to, since that was what he protested, that they would just take it apart. And I said, hey, let me look at that spring, anyways, because it obviously, even to my untrained eye, it did not look correct. And I was going to give them the benefit of the doubt. They argued about it, and Trey Cooper had already left, and Trey has those exact cars, could have brought me the exact, and did bring me the exact part to compare. Of course, they had
I
already
remember that night.
rescinded that by then. But I will say, and I hate to admit that I made a mistake, but I did, and he should not have been disqualified that night. It didn't matter in the grand scheme of things. It was $100, $200, whatever it was, and but I did make a mistake there.
I just thought the whole thing was funny when you ended up Googling
And
whether what counts. The
well,
the strut? Does it just the strut? Is it the spring too?
and that's an area where Google led me astray, because I googled that, just the strut, and it came up with the strut assembly, and that's what I had to base off of in that moment. Um, you know, it is what it is. There's going to be plenty of things that at every racetrack everywhere. There's plenty of things that the promoter and the tech man are going to screw up every week. So.
Oh yeah, even me and Lauren had this discussion about. I mean, you can't call every incident the perfect every time because there's a race going on. You got 10, 15 cars on the track.
Yep.
You can't watch 10 or 15 cars.
Nope. And
It's
the worst thing I tell you, the worst thing that I've found and is the officials that are on pit road. They're trying to help, but 9 times out of 10 they don't know what the hell happened either. They're just answering,
yeah.
and they will lead you astray. Um, and there is things that you can do to try to help that. I mean, obviously you could spend a crap load of money and put in some video cameras and a replay system and all that stuff. And I mean, it's not like you got anything else to spend money on, Timmy. So I mean, dive right in. Uh, yeah, I'm sure you can find better ways to spend your money there for sure. But
I got
uh,
two adult kids.
yeah, yeah. Well, no, you got three. Okay, just so you know.
Shoot, make it four.
Yeah, well, you were the third, so I'm just being clear.
Hey, whatever.
I mean, I am sure that Noah cost you a lot of money, whether you realize it or not.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely in Crown Vics.
My batteries don't have no luck around here.
Well, listen, batteries don't have any luck around the Hinchee brothers. Period.
Yeah, that's a sore subject
Yeah, for
at the family Thanksgiving.
How and that leads me to a good question for you, Timmy. Noah's not going to race. I mean, we're past
Oh
that.
my
Um,
God, here we
but
go.
but I know that Josh. I talked to him Christmas Day. I know that he intends to race. Um, how do you balance that? I mean, trust me, I've been in those shoes, so I know what it is. But how will you go about balancing that with them, you know, and I hate to say it this way, Josh has been known to cheat a few times with or without Daryl's help, whatever. But how do you balance that when you've got somebody that's in your family or in your circle that is racing with you?
Just go. I mean, best thing to do is probably just first race he races, just disqualify him where he finishes.
Yeah, well, you're
But
not wrong. I mean,
yeah,
listen, you're not wrong. I mean, the first time that Jaden was disqualified, he raced with me. He's my nephew. He may as well be my son. He grew up in my house for the most part. Um, the first time that he was up for disqualification, I believe I don't know if it was Donald or if it was somebody I had helping me when I was doing tech, and they look at me and they're like, well, he's wrong, but I wouldn't worry about it. And I'm like, whoa, whoa. I said, disqualify his. I don't. If he's close to being wrong, just go on and disqualify him. I don't care. Ain't hurting my feelings.
yeah.
He don't need to pay out money. We don't care. It's all good.
That's the biggest reason for not getting her. Or even I mean, I could ask Daryl, but I wouldn't. But because Daryl said that,
Yeah,
who's going to believe I checked Josh's car right?
yeah,
That's his nephew, so
yeah,
that's the biggest thing. I mean, Daryl would not do anything if he was doing that job. He would do 100% great job,
yeah,
but he don't want to be in that position. I wouldn't want to put him in that position. So
yeah.
that's going to be hard. And that's another reason I kind of do pull the tech out of the hat, so that way
Yeah.
it can't be. Um, and
But
then whoever the tech guy is there, we're going to be his decision, and
yeah.
uh,
And,
that's going
and
to be
I
final.
think you've got a good plan there. If it comes to fruition that somebody that from the towing industry comes and texts that isn't a racing person. I mean, while the racers, the cheating, the best cheaters make the best tech men, 100% true. Sometimes the best tech man's a guy who don't know anybody and don't care who gets disqualified.
Exactly, and that's why I'm looking out, trying to find somebody outside racing, so that he don't have no affiliation with nobody. So nobody can say, well, he's doing that for him or he's doing that for him. But I don't, I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, I'm sure somebody's going to say it's happened. I mean,
Oh, it is.
I've
Yeah,
already prepared for that, but I
yeah,
don't think it's going to happen.
yeah. Now I'm sure somebody's going to accuse you of a whole lot of things. I got a few of those, so it's all good. Um, anything that we haven't asked you about tonight that you wanted to talk about or thought we would talk about, or something that you want to get out there?
Nah, we kind of talked about the um, getting those people back in the stands. I said something to you the other day, but like episode 39, you was talking about how people come out there and could see how many people's there and could do quick math in their head, but
Yeah,
they don't see what it costs to run the
yeah,
racetrack.
yeah,
The all the security guards, all the people there working and making sure the food vendors are there, making sure you're doing everything for your sponsors. There's so much you it's got to happen to make that race day happen. And the first couple races, like you said, probably are going to be negative money makers.
yeah,
With that big race in Mays, that day will cover some of the first races and
yep.
will help cover some of the races in the middle of the year. So, um, without the fans coming and showing up and the racers coming and showing up, um, there can't be a racetrack. And so many racetracks are shutting down. I mean, we got to get the fans back involved and to keep this place rolling.
The amount of racetracks shutting down is incredible. I mean,
Yeah,
I think we've mentioned some of them on here, but Portsmouth and Ohio. I mean, we're a couple of years removed from them hosting the Dirt Track World Championship. You got Virginia Motor Speedway, the closest track to us that is shut down this year. Um, you know, operated by millionaires, and they
yeah,
can't make it work. And I mean that should tell people, how hard it is to do this. And no doubt you got a tough task ahead of you. Especially we all know, and we've discussed a little bit the how the condition of the facility, and all the things that really need to be done there. But man, you don't own the racetrack. There's only so
yeah.
much money you can put into it, and so many things that you can do. And That's the struggle, and I'm sure you're going to do everything you can, and I know from reading you guys stuff on Facebook that you guys have some an ambitious list of projects you want to do.
Yeah, we got some projects, and we've got a couple of sponsors helping sponsor those projects. Where I am going to be strive at some of this is I can do the work myself.
Yeah, yeah,
Daryl can do the. I mean, me
yep.
and Daryl have made a great team for years. We got Josh, and sometimes we get Noah to do a little bit, but
You ain't gonna get him to do much. He might bring
Dude,
you
he
food or
will
something.
he will keep us fed, and he will keep us with cold Pepsis if we want them.
True
But
story. True story.
yeah, there's I got such a good friend group that's willing to help. Kenny's come through. His brother went and insulated the tire the other day for us. So
Nice.
Kent's Insulation, he worked with Kent's Insulation and got us a sponsorship there. Got us some insulation. So hope the AC works a little better this year. It worked last year, but not as good as we'd like it to be. But with insulation, I think it's going to be a lot better.
Yeah,
And,
there was a few moments where it was a little hot in there,
yeah, so
but it was
so
better
yeah,
than it would have been without it. I guarantee you that.
yeah, we got some metal coming to fix the roofs in the infield. So um, that work was with some friends and some people. There's a couple of racers that said, hey, you get the stuff down there, tell us, we'll come give you a hand. We can't do much, but we'll cut wood or hand you wood or put
Yeah,
some screws in. So like I say, it's a family down there, and I mean, I'm not doing this for money. If I
yeah,
was doing this for money, I mean, like you said, we talked about it last June. You picked on me about running it, and I'm like, no, I'm not running it. And then I actually thought, well, maybe I would run it.
yeah,
And then I got, well, there's no money to be made. Why would I do this? But
yeah.
it comes back. It's not a money issue. It's a family issue and keeping the track going. So
I
I'm
agree.
gonna give it all I got. Give it a shot, and then if the racers come, we'll have a good season. That's all we can ask for is hey, give us a chance, come out, have some fun. See. Are you racing to win money, or are you coming to race to have a good time and be competitive? So
Right.
that's that's um, that's the biggest downfall of most tracks is so many people are coming just for money, and
I would agree. I would agree.
that's where it's making it hard for the promoter or the track owners to profit. And like I say, I'm not here to make a profit.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll be close to breaking even, or if I lose a little bit and I get some good sponsorship for the haunted house out of it,
Yeah.
we'll call it a wash. But
Yep.
let's
No,
see how it goes.
going into it knowing that you're basically not going to make any money. Um, so finances aside, what will make 2025? We're January 7th right now. When the year ends, your basic schedule ends in August. So let's say September 7th. What, 8 months from now, 7 months from now, whatever it is. Yeah, 8 months. What will you define as a success?
Um, Breaking even.
Yeah,
I mean, not losing too much.
yeah,
Um, I mean, like I say, I'm doing this more. I'm not doing it like I say. It's not about the money because
yeah.
you can say there's not much money to be made here.
No, no,
Um, it's to keep the track going, keep the racing going, and I've made a relationship with a lot of these people that the only time I get to see them is at the track. So, um, sort of like the haunted house. Haunted house is Misty at first. You're like, this ain't a good idea. It's going to take too much time. But we thought about the kids and all the kids we've made relationships with. I don't know how many daughters I have and how many sons I have, but it's in the hundreds.
right,
And
right.
some of them still come around. And to this day, we went out to eat the other day, and a girl that hadn't been in the home for a while come up and gave me and Misty both a hug. Tell us she missed us and wish she could come back. She grew up and she had a pair of bills, so she had to have
Yeah,
jobs. So So it's more of a family oriented thing. So yeah, if we don't lose too much, and the goal would be to make it where we can do this in 2026. I mean, that would be the best thing possible. But worst case, we try it and we say we done our best and we was honest about it and didn't lie to nobody about nothing and done it the right way. So hopefully that's what happens.
Well, I would say that would be a success for sure. Noah, before we get out of here, you got anything else you want to ask or anything else you want to say there?
No, not really. I was trying to think of a good quote of the day, but I can't do it.
Jeez. Man, you give the guy 2 weeks, Timmy, and he can't come up with nothing. Okay.
Oh, here you go. This one's from Arnold Schwarzenegger. You ready?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna say the safe for work version. You can't unbang the housekeeper.
Oh Lord.
It's from the great Arnie.
Oh, all right. All right.
See, that's where you cut it. You just end it there. There's nowhere to go from there.
You're 100% right. There is nowhere to go from there. Well, Timmy, we appreciate you coming on tonight and being our guest. I'm sure people will be interested to listen to hear your plans and your thoughts and even Noah's corny jokes.
Yeah, there's lots of people have been hitting me up on Facebook. I'm gonna get Kenny to release my track phone number here this week.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So anybody wants any questions, they can call and ask, and if they're interested in racing or sponsoring or whatever we can do to raise money for people, make it a good season. So
That's when you get your track phone released to everybody. It's gonna be a fun time right there.
Let's gamble on it. What's the over under? I'm gonna say 36.5 for the first day.
Well, it just depends on how the algorithm is and how people see it. So I'm gonna take the under on that one for the first day, but day two, look out.
Oh, that number will spread real quick.
Oh, it will. There is no doubt. Somebody asked me the other day, said, "Hey, you got Timmy's phone number?" I said, "I do not."
Timmy's just got to figure out what he's gonna say when he answers the phone. He always says towing service when he answers the phone. So
Well, he's got.
I
Listen,
figured we could do racing service.
No. He's got to dig out the Whitey jingle. It was Speedway, but now it's
Speedway.
Raceway. So Raceway.
Trump store.
Oh Lord. Well, appreciate you coming on, and hopefully we'll talk to you again here before maybe before the season gets started if you got time, and get people dialed in and ready to go for the new season.
thank you very much.
All right, Noah, we're getting out of here. That'll do it for the Pit Chatter Podcast, episode 43, I believe. We're gone.
Bing bong.